All right, after a disastrous broadcast last week from a god-awful Holiday Inn with shit
Yes,
internet.
that was the worst. You would think for a town like Houston, I know it's a Holiday Inn, but you think they would have some type of decent internet service or Wi-Fi. But come on,
Yeah,
man.
no, I don't think it's Houston's fault. I mean, I just think
No, I just think it
Holiday
was
Inn
just
just didn't want it to happen for us, and that's all right. But we're here now, and we appreciate
yes.
you joining us here. And you can always call in at 707-4-MONKEY. Comment below as we take you through the most recent absurd news of the world.
We'd like to welcome all our new subscribers as well. Thank you for subscribing in. And we are on all the three major networks tonight, right? Last week was just on Facebook, but we're Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, correct?
Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So you
Comment
can find
wherever.
we are wherever. All right, so let's climb a mountain together.
No,
We are
we've long go ahead. We've long held the belief that there's nothing up there.
yeah we have said for a long time that mountain climbing is just stupid. There is no reason to climb a mountain. You get there, there's nothing there, nothing you can't see from an airplane. And
Right.
what ends up happening is people die, Sherpas die, people leave their garbage on the mountain, and we're just about at Mount Everest climbing season here in a few weeks. But this takes place on Mount Fuji, where a climber had to be rescued not once but twice.
I read
27
this
year.
story.
Hmm?
Yeah, go ahead. As you say, I read this story and I just shook my head.
Yeah. 27-year-old university student who climbed Mount Fuji outside of its official climbing season was rescued twice in 4 days. Apparently, on the first trip, he had to be rescued, and then he said, "Oh, wait a minute, I left my phone up there." And so he went back and got his phone, but while he was getting his phone, had to be rescued again. They had to send a helicopter there, which sits about 9,800 feet above sea level. He was unable to descend the trail after he lost his crampons. Do we know what that is? Oh, it's a spike device that's attached to the
Okay.
bottom of climbing shoes.
Okay. I read that as well. I thought, what is your crampon? I assumed it was some type of shoe, but I didn't know it was that important in going up and down Mount Fuji. First of all, it's climbing. Like the trail was closed.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have been up there in the first place.
No.
All right. Secondly, I'm sure they have a lost and found. You can't be the first dope not to make it back down the mountain, or you could have called ahead. You
Right.
already screwed it up once. Why do you think you're actually going to be able to make it the second time and find your phone?
Right. Or here's an idea. Just go down to the Apple store and get a new phone. I mean, they have a lot of them. You don't have to have that
Right.
phone.
Well, I mean, all my contacts are in there, Johnny.
Yeah, it's all
My
backed up on the cloud. What do you know about phones?
Not a damn
much.
thing. No, not much. Not much. But yeah, so when you get the second call as the authorities,
Mm-hmm.
don't you go, nope, not this time, bud.
That's exactly what
You
you
got
do.
your one free one. You're not getting rescued a second time.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do, and that's the right answer.
Yeah.
So they rescued him, and then he went back to the mountain to retrieve his belongings that he left behind, including his phone. He was then rescued again on Saturday after suffering altitude sickness, but is now out of danger. Due to harsh conditions, people are discouraged from climbing Mount Fuji outside the official climbing season. That doesn't actually begin until July. Man, so, I mean, he's breaking all the rules.
Yeah, he is. He shouldn't have been up there in the first place, and I still can't wrap my head around going back for your phone. It's the same people who, like, when they drop it in a sewer and they end up down like in the sewer system, or it's in a toilet or whatever, or they drop it off a cliff at the Grand Canyon and they fall in. It's like, I know it's kind of natural selection, like, but dude, just let the phone go.
Following the man's rescue, police reiterated its advice against climbing the mountain during off-season. Posts by some ex-users criticized the man for ignoring the safety advice against climbing at that time, saying he should have to pay for both rescue missions. Is that an option that you can't pay? I mean, yeah, you got to pay.
You'd be like, sorry, that's on you, man. I called, you answered. The rescue is on you. Huh? Like, sorry, you didn't have to come up here, but you did. So I'm not on the hook for any of that.
So, look, it is the official policy of this show that we are firmly against any sort of mountain climbing, spelunking,
Yeah, no use
coal
for that.
mining. There's nothing down there.
No, there
Um,
isn't.
Nothing to see up on a mountain. Deep sea diving. You don't need to. I mean, we've seen it. We've
No,
seen
no,
pictures.
no. Yeah, we've seen pictures. You can send. Here's the thing: we have the technology. You can send drones up a mountain, and
Uh-huh.
they can see it, and you can send immersibles without people down to the bottom, and you're fine.
I mean,
We
come
don't
on.
need to be involved.
Yeah. What is it? What's Jacques Cousteau? I mean, go back to the
Yes,
'60s. There's
watch it.
plenty of things to see.
Yes, exactly. You don't
So
need. We don't need any more. We don't need any more. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
done. It's over. We don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we don't.
On to our next story.
I was gonna say, speaking of, we
Mm,
don't need this anymore. I love rampant masturbation.
my
Those are two
God.
words. Those are two words that usually you don't ever see next to each other. But that just
Rampant.
goes to show you what is exactly happening in this park in Seattle. Let
Rampant.
me residents right, that seems almost violent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like everywhere you turn someone's just whipping it out and going to town. Residents of the Seattle neighborhood are pushing the city to do something to stop the alleged criminal acts, including rampant public masturbation at
Jeez.
their local park. So these neighbors have went to the city council and say basically this park, which is kind of connected to a nude beach, because in Washington State it's okay to be nude in public,
Nude is not
and
illegal
so
in Washington.
correct, it's not illegal. So what they're saying is they're not so much upset about the nude. They get it that it's not illegal to be nude,
Hmm.
but they're saying it's the whacking. They say it's multiple times a day by
What?
men sitting on the wall, sitting at the park in view of the homes and in view of everything, and it's non-ending. So every time someone goes outside to take their dog for a walk, someone's already taken their own dog for a walk, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying, but I get it.
Yes. So that's why they have now said, hey, we got to do something about this. Because the authorities have said it's not illegal to be nude. And the people who in the neighborhood are like, we get that.
Right.
We just want to crack down on the illegal nudity stuff, which is, the public masturbation part.
Just leaning against the wall like he's taking a smoke break?
I think they're just kind of sitting on the wall. You're just kind of looking for a good place on the beach, or you just got out of the water. Maybe they're just, very violently drying themselves off without a towel in that area. I
But
mean,
yeah,
maybe that's
everywhere, it's one thing. Okay, so some freak occurrence on one random day, and you go, "Oh my God, I can't believe what I just saw." But the fact that you do this, and then there's another one over here, and you go like this, and there's three more over there, and it's every day.
at all times of the day. Like there's an unspoken code, isn't there? That
Yes,
should be
whatever it is.
done.
Yes, there is an unspoken code.
Yeah, like one that should not be done in public, but
Right.
two, it should be in the dark. No matter when you're doing it, it should be in a dark room. That's not something that sees the light of day. I think we all can agree on that. So
Yeah.
what are you doing in the middle of the day, just leaning up against the wall, going, "Well, today's and now's as good a time as any. I got a lot of tension in that area. I gotta relieve it." So the neighbors are saying they're not. It's not about getting rid of the nudity, like mentioned. They say it's the illegal activity. They say that the inappropriate come ons to people in the neighborhood. So apparently, the guys on the wall are like, hey, check this out. Men pulling their parts out and asking women if they want to touch them. That is not legal nudity. That's illegal. And that's what we're
Mhm.
asking for the city to take care of.
And even in nude culture, is there such a thing? Nude culture? I think there might be.
There is. There
Um,
is.
Even in
There
nude
shouldn't be,
culture,
but there is.
there's an agreement of, hey, this isn't sexual. We just like exposing
Right.
ourselves to the beauty of the sun.
That's an interesting dilemma you bring up, Johnny,
Yeah.
of when did the nudists were there. Are the rampant masturbators, nudists,
No.
naturalists, or they're just weird kink folk
No,
that
that's against
understood that? Right. Go ahead.
yeah, no, that's against the nude code.
Yes, I would agree. So, but I want to know how. how the two intertwined. At
Hmm.
one point, did someone go, "Hey, there's the nude beach there. It's not illegal in Washington." One guy whipped it, or well, it's already out. One
Yeah.
guy decided to have a little fun. No one said anything. Did he tell two friends, and they told two friends, and then so on and so forth, to where it became like, "Hey, if you're into this kind of stuff," they put out a Craigslist, still a thing. They put out on Craigslist like, "Hey, if you're into public whacking, I got a place for you. Check out Denny Blaine Park."
Yeah. Um, what is this? What is Amber saying to us here? I don't know why. Amber's upset about the economy. Hang
The
on.
Trump recession is almost here. That's what
Oh,
that's what Amber had to say.
oh, okay. I couldn't get the whole comment on the screen there. Thank you, Amber. You're right. Yes, whatever you're mad about, yes.
Well,
So anyway,
there's nothing shrinking about this rampant masturbation right now. Until it's done. Until the rampant masturbation's done, then there's a bunch of shrinking going on.
the water is clear and fresh, so you can see everything. Limited parking. Small size, while multiple tiers of the park make it easy to find space to, quote, be alone. That's probably the problem right there, right?
Yes, you can't you know what? Half of this is on the website.
I think, well,
You
yeah,
can't say, quote, to be alone. You know what people are going to do when they're being alone and nude already?
you're inviting it. You're inviting it.
Yes, exactly. What are they
Almost
doing?
everyone is naked and well versed in the nude beach environment. Great for newbies. Again, I think that's a problem. You invite inexperienced nudists to your place. They're gonna get a boner. They're gonna whack. They're gonna ask if you want to touch. It's awful. The whole thing is awful.
The
Isn't
whole
that right,
thing is
Amber?
goofed. Yes, the whole thing is goofed.
Right.
Do they need? I think they take a nude quiz before they're able to get on the beach here. By
Yeah.
the way, quickly to kind of wrap things up, they're now the group who is talked to the authorities saying, "Hey, we need this taken care of." They're going to host a free bystander intervention training on May 18th. So the group's going to
Bystander
be like, "Hey,
intervention.
yes," to be like, if you see it, say something. Who's going to that training of like, boy, I can't. When you're at that class, do you look at yourself and go, how did my life end up here? How
Yeah.
am I at a bystander intervention training for public whacking going on at
Well,
Denny Blaine Park?
yeah, it seems that the people that need to intervene they need to intervene with the whackers. The Mad
Well,
Whackers.
that's what they're going
We
to
got
teach.
Mad
That's what they're going
Whackers in Seattle. We got
to.
Seattle
You're
Mad
going to.
Whackers.
That's the new soccer team, the Seattle Mad Whackers,
Sounds like a
out on
gang.
the pitch. Exactly.
Are
We're
you
the
one of the
Mad
Mad
Whackers.
Whackers? Are you one of the are you one of the private diddlers? Because we don't do private diddling. We do mad whacking out in
Mad
public.
Whacking. We're all sorts of charged up. We just got a mad. We're the rampant masturbators.
Oh my
We're the
god.
mad whackers. So I hope this all gets cleared up here.
It's got to get to a serious point for people to go to the authorities and say this is rampant. It's not like, oh my god, there was a guy and he was, rampant is that that's a specific word with specific meaning is all I'm
Yes,
saying.
that is very specific, and it means it's happening early and often in Seattle. So let's hope we'll follow this Denny Blaine, a mad whacker story throughout here on Mike and Molson Mangle the News. And then there's this guy from across the pond
Oh
who
no.
had a situation arise where he decided Happy Fun Ball would be something that'd be happy and fun to go up his bootete. This guy goes in. He goes into the doctor's office, and he's like, "Yeah, I got severe pain in my backside," and admitted that, quote, a foreign body was stuck up there.
Aren't
The
you know
ball
what?
was.
You are
Go ahead.
obligated when you go to the emergency room to say exactly how that happened. You can't just say, there's a foreign body in my butt. You've got to
I
say,
fell.
you know,
I shoved it. Yeah, you can't say
yeah,
I fell on it.
I
Here
found
are
one of my
words.
kids' toys and decided it needed to go into my ass.
The ball, as you see the picture of, was a transparent sphere with two cartoon faces on either side. Also contained a smaller ball bearings and a red liquid. Here's words you usually don't put together, Johnny. An anal digital examination revealed the
Oh,
ball. You
that
ever had
means
one of those?
finger.
An anal digital examination.
That means
You're right, it
finger.
does. You're right, it
That's
does.
what that is.
I thought it was a digital camera they shoved up there, but you're right. It's a
No,
digital. It's
no,
this kind
that's
of
what that
digital. It's
means.
ET phone
Yeah.
home.
That
Um,
the doctor had no choice but to go, I don't know what's going on in here, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Got it.
Ellie, Elliot. So the finger up the butt finds out that yeah, we got something up there in the rectum, around 7 centimeters away from the old anus. So it's dangerously close to getting past the point
Wow.
of no return. So this 62-year-old guy was given a
Talk about
minor
spelunking.
colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a minor colonoscopy, which found higher than normal blood flow in the area, as well as swelling of the mucous membrane. Well, I wonder why. Because something is up there that shan't be up there.
Is minor
Doctors,
colonoscopy an option? Is that something that you can do? I didn't know that was on the menu.
I think it's only when you have something shoved up there. I don't
Okay.
think it's something you can order as like an annual exam.
All right.
They also found some bleeding and where the ball was rubbing the flesh. So because he had to walk into the damn ER,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of just like the chafing going on in the butt walls inside the old rectum. So after the minor colonoscopy, they're like, well, we got to try to get this thing out. So the surgeons came up with an ingenious plan to make their lives as easy as possible. Placed the man under general anesthesia, and then used a scalpel. So the reason why they put him in anesthesia, can you imagine? They're like, yeah, we're going to put a scalpel up your butt. You'd probably be a little like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So what they did was they used that scalpel to then slice the ball open. And what transpired
The
after
toy.
that, yes, the
Yeah.
toy that was up there, the toy ball. So they slice it open, all the liquid inside the ball drained out.
Okay.
And while the ball's oversize was reduced as the air rushed out, it was successfully removed using forceps and a foreign body clamp through the man's rectum.
Wow.
Uh, in the aftermath of the procedure, another colonoscopy showed minor erosive bleeding, but the active bleeding had completely stopped. There was also, thankfully, no perforation to either the anus or the intestine. The removal of the children's flashing ball was claimed as successful example of minimally invasive procedure. No, it's not. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't say that. That's not minimally invasive. That's
No.
super invasive to have a ball up your butt.
Do we have no shame anymore? I mean, don't you? Aren't there things that if you get yourself into a predicament like that, that you just go, I'm gonna have to die like this because I can't walk into a hospital and ask a doctor for help. I did this to myself.
We don't have any shame anymore.
I
I
guess
mean,
not.
so far today on the program, we've got a guy who twice had to be rescued. He went up, had to get rescued once, and said, "Well, screw it, I'm going to go back up there again." Then we had the rampant masturbation park, and now this guy's just waddling in to the ER, going, "Yep." By the way, you're 62. You should know better. Was
Hmm.
that like on a bucket list for this guy? Was he like, "Well, I know things come out. I'm going to see what happens if I put it in."
How how horny do you have to be? Right?
That's a great question. That's a great question. By the way,
Where
I
going to a park or putting your kid's toy in your butt? Where how? I mean, how wound up are you that has to be that's what you get to?
by the way, I don't care for that photo because I think that's like I don't know if they re-put it back together because that just doesn't look right at all. Who
I
looks at
don't
that and
know.
goes, that needs to go, you know where, right now. Right now.
Yeah, the story came with a video of the procedure, which is even more horrible.
Oh
Which we're
God.
not gonna, yeah, we're not gonna share that with you. You'll just have to look that up on your own disgusting web searches.
Yeah. So and they said that, this isn't the first time that this has happened. Here's a guy here's a guy who claimed he slipped directly on a pestle while cooking Malaysian food and that's why I was up there.
Yeah,
So
no,
everybody's
no, you
got an
didn't.
excuse.
No, you
At
didn't.
least
No,
this
you didn't.
guy's like, nope, I did it on purpose.
Well, we know the president is always worried about his polls, and there just seems to be no saving him from the declining polls that he's getting. So he has a solution. He's going to.
Amber, chime in. This is this is your big
This is
moment.
your stuff. So he's decided he's going to put up his own pole. He's going to put up 2 beautiful flag poles on the White House grounds. Because, there's not enough
How-
flags in Washington. That's what's missing in Washington, D.C.
Have you ever looked at a flagpole and used the word beautiful? Aren't they just more functional things? Like, I
Right.
don't know if I've ever noticed the actual flagpole. I noticed the flag on the pole, but I've never actually gone up to a flagpole and be like, that's beautiful. Oh my God. You don't need even, you know what? Just leave it the way it is. I don't even need a flag on it. It's beautiful.
Let's listen to the president.
We thought you said you were going up to the lawn for a flag. What was going on?
We're putting up a beautiful, almost 100-foot tall American flag on this side and another one on the other side, 2 flags, top of the line. And they've needed flagpoles for 200 years. It was something I've often said, they don't have a flagpole per se. So we're putting one right where you saw us, and we're putting another one on the other side on top of the mounds. It's going to be 2 beautiful poles.
Mr. President. Oh, I got a question about a flagpole, Mr. President. Mr. President, call on me, please.
I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say, I've long said there's
Right.
not enough flagpoles at the White House.
No, Mike, obviously you weren't following him closely on the campaign trail when that was one of his big
that's
things
true.
that he knew Vice President Harris was not committed to do, was to buy a flagpole and put it up there on the White House grounds.
And also she didn't want powerful showers.
No,
that was the other thing. Yeah.
Powerful showers. But big news.
Paid for by Trump.
There it is. That's the thing. He's going to actually pay for them himself.
BS. I call BS on that one. I'm surprised he's not going to say Mexico is going to pay for the polls. That was his big to do in round 1. He hasn't really gone back to that one in round 2 here. He's not buying that. BS. He didn't even buy that Tesla.
So I went to I did a search to see exactly what a 100-foot flagpole would run. Now this is not to my knowledge not the company that is going to be erecting his pole. Can we say that on YouTube? Are we allowed to say that on Twitch?
I think we are. I mean, we said rampant masturbation. Why not erecting a pole?
Right. But this place, behold the majesty of the largest commercially available flagpole in the USA, towering 100 feet high with visibility for miles. This flagpole makes a statement like no other. The extra-large cast aluminum Flying Eagle atop spun aluminum revolving ball truck catches the eye from all angles, and the raised reinforced door frame design combines the security of an internal hailered winch and wire with reinforced strength.
My sister went as a hailered winch for Halloween one year. It was quite the costume there.
Did you see the price? What do you suppose a 100-foot pole costs?
Well, I'm assuming with all the metal parts that you mentioned that it's probably going to go up. He needs to buy right now until when his tariffs hit, it's going to be much more expensive. He's going to cost himself money. So I don't know. I'm going to say for a flagpole, I'm going to be way over on this, but I'm going to say $15,000 for this flagpole.
There's your number.
Holy
$30,000. You saved 10% though. It was
Act now.
Yeah, you save a whole $3,500 if you buy now. Oh, I can just click here and get one.
Oh, do we want to start a Patreon? Make sure I'm sure he will. Buy the Trump meme coin and we'll get new flagpoles.
Free help. Help.
Well, I'm assuming.
I don't know what to do. I've got this 100-foot flagpole. Now what do I do?
Should we just call this company and ask them for free help?
Help.
Be like, it's advertised on your website. Help. I need help. What's going on with this flagpole?
Stainless swivel flag snaps.
Oh, thank goodness.
Heavy-duty beaded retainer ring assembly. These are all the things you want in a good flagpole.
Yes.
And it even comes with a wind chart of how windy it gets in the United States, in case you're worried about that. But there's just something about
Florida looks like rampant masturbation just on the map.
It does.
Go back to that map. It just looks like That's all the there's a lot going on there in Florida.
Right. Starts out small and pink and then gets orange and red.
Right, exactly. Gets all mad whacker on it.
Stupid.
Yes, very much so.
But the absolute bananas excitement that the White House press corps has of asking him.
They arrive in about a week or so.
You heard it here first. 1 week from
That's right.
Right now. When is that? May 7th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be 2 beautiful flagpoles.
Free help.
Says Mr.
Free help.
Says the Mr. President, and if he can't, yeah, right, he will call for free help.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Those jamokes yelling at him every which way. It's like, how do you even pick out a question and all of that? It's like it's just a cacophony of sound.
Well, when he says, "I'm going to buy 2 huge flagpoles," I would just kind of stand there silent, going, "What? This
What's
is
my
what we're talking
follow-up?
about?
Right,
We're talking about
exactly.
this?
All
Yeah,
that's going on in the world and flagpoles.
Nothing.
In this economy, flagpoles, really?
No, he talked about it for a long
Yikes.
time.
Yes, he did. Well, he likes to use a lot of words, our president, and here are some words that he can put into his vocabulary to spice things up a little bit. This was from Reddit, where someone said, "Hey, give me some obscure words that we should start using more often." And so people just started throwing them out there and gave a bit of a definition or how to use them in a sentence as they were. So here's one: overmorrow, which I did not understand what overmorrow is, but it's the day after or before. Yeah, overmorrow.
Overmorrow.
It's the Dutch use it.
The day
so
after
you can just
tomorrow,
say, "Hey,
kind of a thing.
overmorrow." Yeah, the overmorrow. So that's one I may want to use a little bit.
All right.
Another one on this list: quibble. But I don't think we quibble enough with things. We get very angry very quick, but we don't quibble with things.
I say
which
quibble.
is a slight objection or criticism of a trivial matter.
Right. I've suggested quibbling. I've quibbled.
Oh yeah, I'll quibble about things. I'm not above quibbling. I like to use quibble from time to time. Also on this list is yonder, like over yonder. I don't know why people are. Here's one that you only use on certain occasions when talking like a pirate. People are saying we need to use scallywag more. Do we need to use that more, or is it used just enough?
What is it besides a pirate term? Is there something else? What is it?
I mean, a scallywag is just kind of a overall kind of ne'er-do-well, a no-good-nick. Like, look at that scallywag over there.
Right.
I think we use it just right. I don't know if that one needs to be used more often, per se. I don't think we need to be yelling scallywag here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard it outside the context of a pirate.
Yeah, nor should you. I think that one is fine. I think that's just the right amount of usage with scallywag. Here is one. I like this one. Paraambulate. Do you have a guess what paraambulate is?
Paraambulate.
Yes.
Walking on 4 feet. Walking on 2 feet.
No. Walking for pleasure.
Oh.
So the people in Seattle can't paraambulate around their neighborhood because other people are whacking for pleasure. They just want to be walking for pleasure.
Gotcha. Monkey phone's ringing. Should we answer the monkey phone?
Sure, why not?
If I want to, but we can anyway. Hello, you're on with Mike and Molson.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
The one I always thought should be more often used is profligate.
Profligate?
Yeah. Webster's, at least in the 70s, defined it as someone void of social graces.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
A profligate.
I like that one.
And
you know what I like?
I was a member of the Royal Order of Profligates.
Yeah.
So was Fred Flintstone and Jackie Gleason.
You know what I like about that word is you can drop it on somebody and they know they're insulted, but they don't know why.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I appreciate the call. Thank you. 707-4-MONKEY is
Good
how
night.
you have a good night, is how you get on the line with us, or you can, of course, put a comment in the comments below while we are broadcasting live. All right, so more words that we should be using that we're not.
Yeah, going through some more of these. Pantaloons. That's another one I think is used enough. Rapscallion and ruffian is another one
Yeah.
that someone brought up. Those two. Caterwaul, which I like caterwaul. I
That's a good
would
one.
use that a little more often. Malarkey. Someone said malarkey needs to be used more. I don't know if it does. Does malarkey need to be used more?
Malarkey?
Yeah. Malarkey seems to be very dated. Like malarkey seems if you're using it, it's like ironically. Malarkey seems like a very antiquated term.
Yeah, somebody said that during a campaign. Was it Biden?
Biden.
Somebody old said
Yeah.
malarkey, right?
Yeah. I mean, he knew Methuselah, so that's why he was talking about all that malarkey. Another one, brouhaha. I use that.
That's a good one.
Lollygag. Lollygag, I use that one as well. My dad would always yell, "Stop your lollygagging. You
Yeah.
got to run on this field."
These don't feel obscure to me.
No, uncouth. I use that one quite a bit as well. There is, here's one. This person says that we need to use bully, but in the term that like the American English, like, oh, bully
Like
for
Teddy
you.
Roosevelt. Yeah.
Yes.
He was always
That
bully.
that it's become, this thing where it's just a negative term right away.
Yeah.
We need to try to take bully back, make bully positive again.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, okay. I'm in.
Bully. Oh, you're bully on bully.
Yeah, I am bully on bully.
Here is gobsmacked. That's another one that you should be used more often. You're gobsmacked. Flummoxed. I like a good flummox.
Oh yeah.
A good flummox when you're watching a show, sometimes like a murder mystery, and you're like, well, I'm flummoxed by what's going on here. That's one that does need to be used more often. That's an obscure one. Well played there by that Redditor. Going through a few more on this list, we got a smidgen. Just a smidgen, not the smidge. Go the
Smidgen.
full smidgen. Just a smidgen right there. Here is this. I've never heard this next one, Johnny, and I may be mispronouncing it. And if I am, please let me know in the comments. Fartiek, Fartiek. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's when a runner changes between sprinting and jogging.
What?
So when you're doing that kind of training, you're actually a fartiek.
Why does that word need to come back? When does that come up? Ever?
When you're just jogging along and you sprint and then you just kind of jog. So when baseball players are warming up, like in the outfield, remember when they start the jogging and then they sprint, you'd be like, "Hey, nice fartiak you got out there, number 55."
Yeah, or whenever there's like a tussle at the mound, and you know how when they come in from the outfield, they're not really trying to get there. They're just like, okay, maybe but then it heats up and they fartiak right to the mound.
Right, exactly. So look at their looks on their faces when you yell that at them. Use that one in a sentence next time. I think we do need to bring that one in. Other ones here real quick. Whippersnapper, that's one that's been used quite a bit. Banal, that's what this show is.
Yeah.
Thee, thou, thine is what someone says we should start using more of. Oh, here's one. Stop your pussyfooting around.
Oh yeah.
Quit pussyfooting around. Quit pussyfooting around things and just get to the point.
That's gonna get you slapped.
Oh yeah, that is. Nincompoop is also on this list. That's a good one.
I think
I love that one.
We must have a very advanced vocabulary because a good high percentage of these are words that you and I use.
Yes, quite often as well.
And I have a feeling that a lot of people watching probably use them. I don't know. I don't know how stupid the internet is.
Well, the internet's stupid, but I think they may use some of these. The last two on the list were forsooth, and the number one was boondoggle.
Oh, that's a good word.
Yeah, that's another good one. Quit pussyfooting around it. It's quite the boondoggle. I'm flummoxed by that boondoggle.
Yeah. Boondoggle sounds like what it is.
Yes.
I don't think ever in life anybody told you the definition of boondoggle. Just as soon as you heard it, you go, "Oh, I know what's going on here. This is bad. This is bad."
something, something that is a waste of time but has the appearance of being practical is a boondoggle. Yeah, they
Indeed.
boondoggle me on that one, signing me up for a damn contest. Looks practical. Next thing you know, I'm getting blown up in my phone. Got me in another boondoggle.
Well, something that has been talk about a boondoggle. Something that's kind of unique to the United States.
Yes.
Something that I think frustrates a lot of people, depending on the situation. Something that is always a kind of a controversial thing. Why are we not paying people enough and have to supplement with a tip, right? All these things. Well, in a time when we're buying 100-foot flagpoles, tipping is kind of waning out there. And are you part of the tipping problem? So I've got a quiz from the Wall Street Journal here for you, Mike, that you and I can
Nice.
take
It's
together.
just the tip quiz?
Yeah,
All right, it's just the tip quiz.
To see how you stack up amongst your fellow Americans. So let's just kind of jump in here. Okay, you get 2 cappuccinos to go along with a muffin.
I've always put a tip in there.
Okay,
Oh,
how much?
I am a 20%er.
You're a 20%.
I don't know why.
For a cappuccino, 2 cappuccinos and a muffin.
Yeah, I'm the same guy that's like it's a $6 cup of coffee, and I still tip $2.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
No.
It's just,
I'm guilty of that too,
Oh.
and we're about in the 20 percentile there. I'm sorry, we're 9%. Excuse me, 9% of the country would tip 20%. 55% of readers of the Wall Street Journal wouldn't tip anything for 2 cappuccinos and a muffin to go.
Some people are jerks. That's fine.
This is where, and this is where tipping gets hard because
right.
if it's a scenario where
Can we say that tipping gets
the tipping gets hard?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
If it's a scenario where somebody turns around and there's something on a shelf and they turn around and give it to you, I'm hesitant to tip.
Yes.
There's not a lot of...
But the cappuccino has to be made.
The cappuccino has to be made.
So that's where I would at least give something.
Yeah, 36% would at least give 15 on something like that. All right, next one. You have a sit-down meal at a restaurant with a bottle of wine. Are you tipping nothing, 15, 20, or 25?
Now you've brought alcohol into the equation. I am firmly usually anywhere between 20 and 25%. So you know what? The bottle of wine's there. God, this is tough. I'm going to go 25.
25? That's what I answered too. And you and I, quite in the minority. Most would have gone 20%.
At least there's no jackasses with no tip there.
Yeah, I mean 1% of readers. I don't know how they're justifying that, or if they're just clicking to goof this thing up here. You have a sit-down meal at a nice restaurant, but the service is bad. Now, this is what we are told tipping is for. It's a grade. It's a way to say you went above and beyond. Here's a little something extra for you. But I don't know if it's really used like that, or is it?
It's got to be really, really bad for me to like drop below 20. I mean, it's got to be. How bad is bad is my question.
It just says the service was bad. You are unsatisfied with the service you got.
See, because now you run into the issue of if you give a flat 20. See, that's why I start at 20. Mm-hmm. I'm not one of those people just like, you know who I hate the most are the people that will actually out loud tell the server, I got 20% tip here for you, but every time this isn't filled, it's like, shut your face. Right. I want someone to just pee in your soup. I'm going to go because I'm going to say it's bad service. I don't know. I'm still probably going to do 20 because I'm a rube.
Yeah.
I'm just an all-day sucker. I would probably maybe knock it down to 18 because that's not a choice. Like, it's got to be less than what I would normally give.
Right.
But
that's kind of my feeling too, where it's like I'm not gonna. I guess customarily people say you should give 15%. 20% is what nice people do.
Right.
And so I could see I'm typically in the 20 to 25 range. Um, so I
Same
could
here.
see if the service is not up to my standards, whatever, um, I would drop it down to 15. But you saying you would keep it in the 20 range? What you got to pick one that's on the
Yeah,
screen, Mike.
I'm gonna go 20. You know what? I'm gonna go 20 just because I'm just gonna do 20. See,
Yeah.
I knew that was gonna be a bad answer.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to leave something, even if the service is terrible, unless
You
they
do.
spit in your food in front of your face.
You do. I agree.
What's
You got a sit
next?
down restaurant, and the bill includes a credit card charge. Now, this was something interesting from the article that I wasn't aware of, that there are people out there who are, you get the bill and it says, here's your food, here's the local taxes, here's an extra charge because you're using a credit card, and they're factoring that in and deducting it from the tip.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Huh. Interesting. The thing that gets me, that sometimes does rub me the wrong way, and you do have to kind of sometimes read the fine print yourself, but it's the times where if it's a party of 6 or more, there's an 18% gratuity already added,
Right.
and the server doesn't tell you that. And so you don't see it, like you're not paying attention because you've had a good time, and then you look, and then you tip off of the total.
Right.
And so you're giving them another 20, and you're like, damn it, they already had 18% in there. Like I should have. So, but in this particular one, there's a credit card charge. Okay, continue.
What is your tip when there is an extra charge because you've used a credit card?
I don't take any back. I'm just 20.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
going
don't
to
either.
factor that in.
Yeah.
It's nominal at best, probably the charge. I don't know if it's going to be more than like $5. It's usually a percentage of your bill.
And what this article said was that people are frustrated when you've got this long itemized list of things where it's just like, just tell me what it is, and uh, and that's all I have to do. Don't add this extra stuff in here that's making it confusing, like credit card tips, like all these other things. It's just like I can figure it out if I know what the total is, but if you're adding these other things, now it's just adding some confusion.
Right. I get that.
You get a bottle of water at an airport concession stand.
Is this one of those ones where they turn the thing around and ask, like, point a button?
Sometimes they do, or sometimes it's just right there on the screen. And I tell you, I think this
Go
is
ahead.
one of the
Go.
things that is causing a lot of people frustration. Where
I'm
it's
an
like,
all
are you going to shake me down for this?
Yeah, I'm an all day sucker, and I'm making it rain like I'm an all like in the club. I'm just like I'm coming in and like fum, 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 I'm good. In this scenario, this is a Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
and Dorothy just came in and she's having a hard time with her kids, and she may not be the best at her job, but I'm still going to give her something.
Yeah, but time out. It's a concession stand. You went and you got the bottle yourself.
Right, right.
You
Even if
got
they,
the bottle, you
but
put
if,
it up there.
and
You might have even
I
scanned it
bought it.
yourself.
Anytime
You're
I
gonna.
see this, I still, if I see no tip, I'm just like,
I know.
so I'm still a rube. I'm going to go 15.
You're gonna get
I
15
know that's
out.
a terrible answer. I know it's a terrible answer,
I
and I
know.
know I'm just pissing away money, but I'm not going to pussyfoot around it anymore.
That's
I'm going to
right.
let you know it's 15.
15% on a bottle of water you served yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. You are among 2% of Wall Street Journal users who said they would also do that. The rest said, no tip on that.
I guess it would probably be depending upon if the people working there were close to me. Like if they were stocking the water bottle someplace else, I probably would click no tip.
Well,
But if they're around, I feel obligated.
Well, and again, that was another frustration that the article pointed out was when the server shows up with that device and you have to push the button right in front of them.
Right there.
Man.
Yeah. I don't like that anymore. Like I've seen that kind of incorporated more and more where they just like they read the card at the table. and
Right.
they give you the choice of like 18, 20, 22, or custom. And one of the things is it's like, give me time to figure out the math on my end. Because when you throw it at me, I'm gonna push 22, but I feel like you probably should deserve more sometimes.
Mhm.
But because I don't have time to do the math, then that's what you're gonna get.
And I tell you, I have seen restaurants in some cities where they start at 22 and go up from there, with like the
Oh,
lowest the lowest choice. Now
the
you can
lowest
always
is 22.
customize it, you can always change it, but that's not the, you're given like 22, 28, 33. It's like holy
Ooh,
crap, yeah. But
that's
man.
presumptuous of you.
It is.
That's a
It
bit of a
is.
boondoggle.
But yeah, but if you, but the, they're standing right in front of you with the tablet, and they're looking at you. They're looking at you.
Some of them do the whole like
Right.
they all kind of or start a conversation with someone else at the table like, oh, was the food good? Did it get good service? Did it get good service? Oh, okay, cool. They try not to make it too obvious. I
Hmm.
appreciate that, but we all know what's happening.
Yeah, and they know what's happening, and it's awkward for them, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. It's awkward for everybody.
Well, another thing that is kind of tests your morals. This is one of those. This is one of those tests. You're driving down the
Okay,
road. Brink's truck opens up, and money falls out the back. What do you do?
I just keep on driving. I don't want to get hit by a car.
Yeah, no, that happened not too far from me here in suburban Chicago, where a bunch of bags, at least $300,000 worth of money, fell out of the truck, and several people said, "All mine."
Finders keepers.
Yeah.
Hit the ground. 5-second rule. I'm gonna grab it.
Here's how it is reported on local media.
It is here where police say they received a call from that Brinks driver about the incident and where he claims dozens of people came out and took that money.
I wish that it was us that was walking into that money.
That's right. Where was I when this happened?
Oak Park police say the incident happened around noon on Tuesday, April 22nd. That's when officials say a Brinks employee called them about 3 full bags of money that had fallen out of the truck when his back door opened by unknown means while he was driving in the 300 block of South Boulevard. He went on to say that when he returned to the scene, he saw between 50 and 100 people taking the money,
Good Lord.
running away.
50 and 100 people.
That's like a good charity 5K that he had going on.
How long was he
Picking up
away
that
from
money and running.
this thing I don't understand. He apparently left the vehicle and then came back, and there was a bunch of people grabbing money.
No. He drove off. I assume he's driving
I
and it
got it.
fell
Oh,
off the
okay,
back.
and then when he came back around.
He gets to the next stop and he goes, "Oh, son of a bitch! I'm missing 3 bags. I better go back." And he goes back and he sees these 50 to 100 people running around, like, but not the 2 they interviewed, not
No.
the 2 they interviewed with the like, "I wish it was me who would have
I
been
want the
walking into
money
that
too."
money." I want them too, lady. You wouldn't get away from anybody. No offense,
saw
but
between
you're not
50 and
on fleet
100
of foot.
people taking the money, running away, and getting in vehicles.
People are having such hard times in this economy right now, and I could see why people would grab the money, but I would hope that people would.
People are having tough time. That's still not the reason. What is it? What's it? Quince? Come on, Quince.
That's my tax dollar. I'm just taking my money back. You son of a bitch.
That's not
In
an
this
excuse.
economy? Hey, street money in this economy, I'm down.
In this economy right now, and I could see why people would grab the money, but I would hope that people would understand that it's not theirs, it's not earned, and that they should just leave it alone.
The total estimated loss is around $300,000.
I never had that much money unless to add up all the years of money.
Whoa. Julie.
Oh,
Julie, that was the possibly greatest soundbite ever of I've never had that much money unless you add up all the money. So what you're telling me, Julie, is you've had that much money, just not all at one time.
You just
Never
never
had that
added
money.
it up.
I've never had that much money unless you add up all the money. Okay. Okay,
I
Julie.
never had that much money unless it add up all the years of money.
You know, same. Yeah, that's really something. I can't imagine where it all went.
We reached out to Brinks, and they said they do
To
not
people.
comment
What do you
on
mean?
this
I
kind of.
can't imagine where it all went.
We know where
Do you
it
think
went.
the bird stole it?
Yeah.
People took it.
Yeah. It ran off.
Who are these
It ran
two
off in somebody's car.
dopes? Julie needs to be on more game shows.
Yeah.
I want Julie to be like on Final Jeopardy. Like I wanted to bet all the money because I didn't have all the money till I bet all the money.
There's something kind of Yogi Berra about her, though. I kind of like her
Yes.
just simple wisdom.
Same here.
Never had that much money unless it add up all the years of money.
Oh, Julie and Marilyn
Julie
just walking,
Drendel.
walking in the park.
Oh, I didn't even realize that they're related somehow.
They're related.
They're both the
Marilyn
Drendel.
was visiting. Julie lives here, and she completely missed
Okay.
out on all the money because that was added up from all the money.
She never had that much money unless you add all the years of the money, and then she had that much money.
Oh, mercy.
That
We shouldn't
is
pick on Julie. Not
fan-fucking-tastic.
everybody can look into a camera online like we are and just be completely adroit and comprehensive. I don't know what I just said. Now it sounded like Julie.
Yeah. No, you were better than Julie. God bless Julie. God bless her. Yeah, by the way, long story short, don't take the money. It's not yours.
It's not your money.
Well, you know what? I say that, but if you find a 20 in a parking lot somewhere after a sporting event and people have left, that's your 20, right?
It's your 20. That's wildly different than a bag that says Brinks on the side.
Very true. It's widely different than a $300,000 strewn on the side of the road.
I mean, I don't know much about Brinks trucks, but I don't think if the door opens that just dollar bills fall out. I don't think it's just sitting in there. I think it's return. You know, it's bank drops
if you
from different
took-
stores.
If you took one of the $100 bills from the bag,
Mhm.
is that all right? Like, what's your cutoff? If you see one lying on the sidewalk that flew from the street and ended up in the grass somewhere, do you go, that's my $100?
I mean, that's the $20 bill question you just asked. Yeah, if it's loose and it's just sitting there, I guess I don't know. I guess you probably. I think everybody picks it up. But if it falls out the back of a bank truck, a Brinks truck.
No. I'm saying so the money falls out of the Brinks truck, right? Bag busts open.
Oh.
And it goes strewn, or as people are grabbing at it, right, and shoving their pockets, which they shouldn't be doing. One gets caught up in the wind and flitters away.
Help yourself to a free sample.
And Julie happens upon it. I think people are probably okay if you just pick it up from the lawn.
Never had that much money unless it add up all the years of money.
From your lips,
I couldn't say it better myself. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. Well, here's another couple of winners here. Look at this lady. This is a fantastic story out of the state of Florida, which only exists to make us all feel better.
Mm-hmm.
There is investigators say Caroline Segrest was driving in the parking lot of a Sam's Club in Clearwater around 8:30 yesterday when the crash occurred. Segrest cops charged struck Laverne Hampton's mobility scooter with the front of her Buick Envision. Hampton was thrown from the scooter and was hospitalized for her injuries because the scooter is 77, and the lady who ran her over is this lady who is 88.
So Laverne is the victim. What's this lady's name?
Caroline Segrest.
All right.
So she's driving around the parking lot of the Sam's, had to go get her prescription, and all of a sudden she sees Laverne Hampton and just guns it, runs her over. Segrest, seen at the right, allegedly did not stop at the scene of the crash to render aid or exchange information. She's like, that Laverne, that bitch, she's fine. Yeah. She doesn't even need that scooter. Now I've given her a reason to have one. So Segrest did not stop, and the court records not reveal the extent of the injuries suffered by Hampton. 4 hours after the incident, police arrested the retired octogenarian for leaving the scene of the crash involving a serious injury. She was booked into the county jail and scheduled for initial court appearance this morning. She lives about 4 miles from the Sam's Club in a condominium she purchased with her husband in 1987. In 2023, she pleaded guilty to careless driving that resulted in a crash. She was fined $166 for that traffic infraction. So this isn't the first time for old Caroline Segrest to be running into things. Just so happened this was Laverne Hampton sitting on her mobility scooter that got thrown off by Caroline over here.
And you know what? Laverne has the good sense to give up her driver's license, and Caroline at 88, 88? There's gotta be a ceiling on driver's license, right? I mean, we just can't be doing this. We can't be, even if she looks like a lovely lady with really a lot of hair, but you can't just be giving 88-year-olds their driver's license.
Down in Florida, they do a lot of the golf cart thing. And if she lives just 4 miles away from that Sam's, maybe let her have a golf cart, but don't let her have a Buick Envision that she's driving around, knocking people over, running a stop sign, and then being whatever. I'm 88. What's the worst they're going to do to me? I don't care. I'm 88. I'll hit whoever the hell I want to hit. Do you think that Laverne was going too slow on the scooter? That's why Carolyn got all peeved off. She's like, "Come on, move that damn scooter." I know those things go a little bit faster than that. I got to get home to watch my stories. It's 8:30.
It's possible she was right behind her, going 3 miles an hour, honking.
Correct.
Come on,
move your ass, Laverne.
And then just decided to gun it,
and just couldn't swerve quick enough because you're 88, and that's what happens. You don't have, your reflexes aren't as much as they used to be.
Hey, when they took her into booking and took that mugshot, did they have to measure the top of her hair, or at the top? Where do you measure? When you say?
Oh, I think it's like her hair. I think it's the top of the hair.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because that's like an extra 4 inches of height. I mean, she could go from 5'6" to 5'10" just with that hair.
Oh, easily. But you can't push it down to measure her because she's worked so hard on it in the morning. By the way, that was 12:30 in the afternoon is when she finally was apprehended because the event took place at 8:30. That's some good hair for 12:30.
It is.
Some fine hair.
It is.
For Caroline.
She had time to get home, change her clothes, make a sandwich.
Knock on the door.
Yeah.
Miss Segrest, hold on. I'm making a sandwich. I'll get there when I get there.
I'm finishing the crossword puzzles.
Right. Did you run over? No, I didn't run over Laverne. She had it coming.
Well, we don't have video on that, but we do have some scooter-related video that is showing up in this week in slow-mo.
How about that? Your favorite feature, ladies and gentlemen.
This is certainly a first in this young feature that we have here on Mike and Molson Mangle the News. We've got actually a trifecta.
What?
Of things.
Okay, I'm excited now.
Yeah,
I'm excited now.
The scenario is this. You're looking at a path. As you can see, the road sort of turns off there a little bit, and then there's what appears to be a bike path, but if you look toward the bottom left, there is a gate preventing people from proceeding any further. It appear to be getting onto private property, I guess. So stand by, 3 in a row.
Wow, okay. Oh,
that's
Jesus.
1. That's 2.
Oh, God.
And here
We're coming in hot,
scooter.
too. Oh. The scooter got the worst of it. Right in the sternum.
So apparently this is a chronic problem wherever this is, that people for some reason don't follow the road, but they keep going straight on this path.
And they run right into that fence.
I'm guessing, they should, if you were going down this thing, you should be making a slight left curve there and follow it, but they just keep going straight in.
Okay, stop it right there. So what you're telling me is, as they're coming around, they need to hook a left there where that car is in the background. So instead of continuing on through the sand there, they need to come around. Yeah.
I imagine up here.
The telestrator.
Okay, gotcha.
I think you should be
going
that way.
Okay.
Okay, the
But this now,
telestrator.
you're getting into private land, and so somebody has a
Okay.
gate, I
Right
think is
there.
what's
Gotcha.
happening.
I thought there was a if you take your telestrator there, John Madden,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you go a little bit to the left there, right before they hit what looks to be like the dirt patch,
Right.
that there seems to be a little bit behind there. There seems to be a little bit of concrete there that they could continue on and then come around if you keep going straight
Yeah.
down and
Yeah.
then then once you hit that, come around. But they just
Right.
keep going straight.
Yeah, and I can see how it's deceiving because the gate stops, and now you're getting onto this person's land, and that appears to be
Right.
their thing, and that's how people are just wiping out on this. They tried. You could hear the brakes.
He did.
They
Yeah.
tried.
Didn't realize till it was too late.
All right.
This poor son of a bitch.
Oh, that one hurts.
Oh,
All right.
God.
So let's take these
Get
one at a
to it.
time.
All
There
right.
we go.
Get to it. Twismo. I'm sorry. I don't know what's funnier, the sound or when he goes just ass over elbows, or she. I'm not quite sure.
Does a full loop, and the bike goes with him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Brrr, honk. Take that, Greg LeMond.
Mm-hmm. A little closer now.
Oof.
Oh man, I mean, look where they. I mean, just right in the
Groinal area.
Yeah.
Oof. And then the flip over. That was a good flip over the bar.
I mean, yeah.
I will say that.
How fast do you have to be cruising that you have got enough momentum to do a complete Olympic twist over the bar like that?
Right. It looked like a pommel horse routine for a second there.
Yeah.
Just uneven bars and dismount. And just look how that bike is just crushed. All right. So now we have number 2 here.
Yep.
All right. The sound of the brakes leading into I love the sound of hitting the gate.
Yeah.
It is just like a car wreck has transpired.
And I think in slow motion, this makes it so much worse because it just looks like they're casually riding. They're not. It doesn't. You don't really appreciate how fast they're going when we're watching it in
Correct.
slow mo.
Did not make the full flip though. Held on to the fence.
Held on.
Held on to the gate. All right. And then this sap.
The scooter. Awful. Oh.
Oof. Clothesline from hell. It's like the Undertaker was standing there waiting for that bastard to come flying.
Yeah, and watch somewhere toward right around here, you'll see the person sort of squitch down and go, "This is gonna suck. I know this is gonna suck."
Oh, okay.
Something totally sucky is about to happen.
Oh yeah, right there. Oh, you lowered yourself into it, man.
Yeah, I think they made it worse. I think you're right.
I think they did. They shouldn't just. Yeah. Stay upright. You lowered yourself right into the zone.
Look.
Oh, God bless. Just absolutely annihilated.
That top gate is right here on the stern, right? It's right here on the collarbone.
Yeah. And the other one is right there by your hip.
Yeah.
You lowered yourself right into the blast zone, you idiot.
That's awful. But still in the scooter position.
Yes, exactly. Scooter is long since gone. Oof.
Oh.
God.
Terrible. And now we pushed the video to its limits here to get ultra close up on these on this horse.
Okay.
And, yeah, as best we could.
That one's the best dismount.
Mm-hmm.
But just look at how wrecked that bike is.
Yeah.
When
That
that bike
person,
flips, that tire is just done.
yeah. The thing about this guy is there was no attempt to stop, no attempt to
No.
slow down. And I don't even think he knew it was there until he was upside down.
Yeah, until he hit it.
Jesus.
God bless. That one tried.
That was good.
Mm-hmm. And then this dumbass just lowered himself into it.
Ooh. God, the recoil. Watch that recoil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Just absolutely wrecked. Just thrown back like Laverne from the last. I envisioned that's what happened to Laverne from the last story, the 77-year-old in the scooter. I envisioned that's what happened when she got hit by Carolyn.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that is a good substitute for.
Oof. I love how the scooter made it, though. That's my favorite part of that clip.
The scooter just
scooter
kept going. The scooter just kept
Yes.
going. All right, one more before we wrap up here. The monkey line rings one more time.
And with the monkey line.
Yes. Hello, you're on with Mike and Molson.
Okay, let's try a limerick here.
Okay, this is our poet
All right, bring it
laureate
home.
who always chimes in with a good limerick.
Okay, this path left me in a fluster, and it definitely doesn't pass muster. I should have taken a hike instead of riding my bike into a full-blown nut buster.
Thank you, Poet Laureate. Always great to have you
Yes.
on the program with your skill and talent in the English language. And we always invite you to. Yes, it's the horn.
Awesome. Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, a pleasure to be, to be live streaming with bandwidth this time. It was
Yes.
I know we'll put some of those moments from the last show up as our daily quickies, but I'm embarrassed by them. I mean, I'm really.
More so than a usual show?
No,
I mean,
no, not more so.
So,
Not more so.
yeah, exactly. It actually made it more fun, I think, seeing us trudge through. But yes, please like, share, subscribe, comment below, and we will see you again next week. Enjoy your life, as what was that? What President Trump said on Easter? Happy Easter, and enjoy your life.